I'm Michelle McHugh, I'm the food director of Mind Food, and today I'm going to be making our cover. Well, not the cover, but the cover recipe, which is a caramel pull-apart sticky date loaf. So I'm going to do this with step by step and show you guys how easy it is to make. So here we go, let's start. We've got to warm the milk, which I've already done that. I've warmed that in the microwave. So we've got the milk, I'll put that in. And we're going to add to that oil. And then we've got to add half a cup of sugar. I'll put that in there. That's going to feed the yeast. Just need a bit more of that myself. Let's give that a little stir up. Okay, now we're going to sprinkle over a yeast sachet, which I'll have to get out of the cup. The recipe is nice and simple. It just calls for 1 7-gram packet of yeast. Sprinkle that in. So we've got nice warm milk, sugar, so that's going to feed the yeast, and to that we're going to add a cup of flour. So that goes in there. We'll just give that a stir up, making sure we have no lumps. And when that's combined, we'll cover this and put it in a nice warm place, and we'll let it sit for an hour until get the yeast doing its thing. Okay, so I'm going to cover that over, and we'll put that in a warm place. You can see that it's bubbled away there a little bit. So let's carry on making the dough. Okay, so now we've got to add the remaining flour along with the baking powder and the baking soda. Get those in. Okay, so we'll mix that up to form our loaf. Okay, so I think it's a job for the hands. I'm just going to get my hand in there and just start working that away. So bring it together. Bit of a trick, always work with one hand and keep the other one clean in case the telephone rings or something. And you can hold the bowl. Well, that's starting to come together. Floured surface. And it's a little bit of a workout. Oh. It's beginning to form together. So I'm just going to roll this out now. It's nice and come together. Okay. As a workout, I've rolled that now to 30 by 40 centimetres, and I'm going to brush it with a melted butter. I'm just brushing this with the melted butter, and then I'm going to put the dates, the chopped dates, and some more sugar on top. Sprinkle with the remaining sugar, and we'll mix that with some cinnamon. Mix those together. And now we've got a cup and a half of finely sliced fresh dates. How good does this look? Put those on evenly. Okay, so now we've got the butter, cinnamon and sugar, and the chopped dates on top of this, and we've got to roll it up to enclose, and then we've got to cut it. So I'm just going to roll this around, just make sure those dates don't slip out on you. There we go. We've got that all enclosed. Feels and smells delicious. Okay, so now this is all enclosed and looking good, I must say. I've got to put this into a well-greased and lined loaf pan. So I'm going to use the rest of my butter here, and I'll just grease that up. Some baking paper in that. and now I need to cut this into 6. So 1/2. And into, oh, it's big, thirds. Let's trim the end off. And we've got to put that into our loaf tin. 1, 2. I've got my 6 pieces arranged here in my loaf pan, and I'm going to cover this and set it aside for half an hour in a nice warm place. And meanwhile, I'm going to start making the sticky glaze. Okay, so we've got the loaf resting, so now we're going to make the sticky glaze, which is nice and easy. We're just going to combine some brown sugar and some butter, a Rossabaya coffee pod from the Nespresso range, and some corn syrup. So let's make the coffee and set the pod. We're going to add here, we've got 115 grams of butter, which I've chopped up. We've got the brown sugar, which is 1 cup of brown sugar. I'll pop into that. So this is going to be like a caramel sticky coffee infused glaze. Get that in there. My 2 tablespoons of corn syrup. Okay, and the Rossabaya. And there we go. So I'm just going to take this over to the hob now and just mix it together until everything dissolves. Okay. Just going to heat this up on the hob now and make the sticky glaze. Just going to boil this for 2 minutes once we get it up, and then it's going to thicken. Just do this over a low heat just to make sure that sugar doesn't catch. So this has been boiling for 2 minutes, and you can see it's thickened up nicely. So that's ready to go over the top of our loaf. Let's do it. Okay, so this has been resting for half an hour. So let's have a look. Oh, that's not looking too bad. Very good. So now I've just got to brush this with some butter, with the remaining butter. So we use that butter up there. So glazed, and I'm going to pop this now into the preheated oven at 180 for half an hour or until it's cooked through. We'll get it in the oven. Let's have a look and see how it's going. Oh, it's looking good. Okay, so that's been in the oven. It's looking and smelling delicious. It's definitely puffed up and it's beautiful and golden. Okay, so we're going to put the glaze over. There's our sticky caramel coffee glaze. Now we've got to leave that to rest for 10 minutes and then we can serve it warm. So that's been resting now for 10 minutes in the pan. It's cooled down, the caramel's set nice and sticky, and I'm going to get that out and rest it on the cooling rack. Whoa, there's the caramel. There it goes. Okay, and here we have it, Mindfood Sticky Date Pull Apart Caramel Loaf. Beautiful.